All right, Bob Bianchi, do you expect, like, let's go into the presumption that there is a trial, right? Do you think a defense lawyer will get up in front of 12 New Yorkers and say, ladies and gentlemen, they don't have the evidence here. What do they have? A fingerprint, DNA, a video, a manifesto? They don't have the evidence here. Or is there going to be some other approach here? Is this going to be about something other than somebody else did it?
So Vinny, as a former homicide prosecutor, the way I analyze this case when I used to try murder cases is I do exactly what you just asked. I'm thinking about my summation. What do I want to be saying in my summation? And what am I anticipating the defense is going to do? And I start right now in the beginning, knocking down that defense. In my opinion, the defense here is going to be some sort of mental health defense. Now, there are two things that could occur. It could be an insanity defense, or it could be a what we call diminished capacity defense. Each of those things has certain elements that are read to the jury that if the person was suffering under a mental illness, essentially, that deprived them of their ability to be able to reason or know the difference between right or wrong, they can be found not guilty by reason of insanity. However, as a prosecutor, this manifesto and all the evidence that Bernardo did such a great job at detailing shows such premeditation, such intent, making a distinction between killing him and not using an explosive to harm other people shows reason and deliberation. The next piece, Vinny, last point that I'm thinking and that I'm concerned about as a prosecutor is what I'm seeing in the social media posts here. I'm a little worried about jury nullification. One juror hates the health industry and somehow looks at this guy as some sort of hero. So I'm already crafting my arguments to talk about when people take the law into their own hands, the entire society is deprecated because we are a nation of laws. And if we start going out and killing people who have differing views from ourselves, we can't exist as a society. So that's where I'm at right now as a prosecutor, as I'm constructing my case. I'm preparing already for my summation.
You know, Bob, the other thing is we've heard that he seemingly went off the grid, like at least in the last 3 months, and was estranged from his family, the family that has millions and millions of dollars, and was suffering perhaps from some extreme back pain. What are your thoughts about him perhaps having some sort of a mental breakdown?
Yeah, Vinny, that's what we talked about this before. This is my main concern, but the law is very specific. Look, lots of people have back pain. Lots of people have terrible circumstances. Lots of people are debilitated, paralyzed, have lots of reasons. It's not a justification or excuse to commit a murder. And I agree, as the prosecutor, the person who used to make these calls, I would definitely charge terrorism here. It's clearly in the case already. And specifically with regard to all of the opportunities he had in that manifesto and in his writings, and what I'm sure is going to come out in the electronic record, he has been planning and plotting this for a long period of time. And significantly, as far as the law is concerned, so long as you knew the difference between right or wrong, you're not going to be able to avail yourself to those mental health defenses, regardless of how sick you were. We just can't let people who were sick and injured go on the street and assassinate CEOs.
Bob, so where's the line on social media? Because people are venting, right? So we know the First Amendment is strong. I mean, it's super strong, and it needs to be. But when can someone go too far on social media? When does it cross over from speech, anger, statement, to a crime or potential crime?
Great question, Vinny. We deal with this all the time in our criminal defense practice. It is essentially when somebody is harassing communications, which is with the purpose to annoy or alarm another person. Many times people are saying something in the heat of passion, and their purpose isn't to annoy or agitate or put somebody in fear, but rather they're angry and they're just expressing themselves. So that's where the legal line is. If a person is doing it for the purposes of intimidating another person or threatening another person, that's where it crosses over the line to become illegal. But I'll tell you, prosecutors would be smart in this particular case to listen to what Bernardo is saying and look at the social media posts here, because this is your potential jury pool that is going to be listening to this case. And it only takes one to hang a jury, Vinny. And what those jurors need to know and the public needs to understand is that we all represent something. Every one of us, you and all of your guests here and myself and everyone on these posts, we all have something that somebody disagrees with us, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican, pro-immigration, against immigration, LGBTQ or not. And you just can't go out and start assassinating the people whose opinions you disagree with, or the entire society falls apart.